Not literally, but every day it drains your energy, your focus, and your motivation, without you even noticing. There is a strange paradox that almost no one talks about. The more you try to stop procrastinating using willpower, the more tired and stuck you feel. It sounds logical to push yourself, motivate yourself, and be more disciplined. But what if the problem was never a lack of discipline? What if procrastination is not a flaw in you, but a result of the routine you repeat every day without noticing? This idea feels uncomfortable because it removes blame from your character and puts the focus on structure. And structure can be changed. Most people think they need more focus, more organization, more self-discipline. But in reality, people who procrastinate are already emotionally exhausted before they even start. Their routine drains energy, fills the mind with decisions, and kills productivity early in the day. This idea feels uncomfortable because it removes blame from your character and puts the focus on structure. And structure can be changed. Most people think they need more focus, more organization, more self-discipline. But in reality, people who procrastinate are already emotionally exhausted before they even start. Their routine drains energy, fills the mind with decisions, and kills productivity early in the day. Small changes in your routine protect your mind, save energy, and make action happen almost automatically. This is how effort becomes consistency, intentions turn into real performance, and dreams become real personal growth, even financial growth. And everything starts with one simple detail that almost everyone ignores in daily life. No one wakes up wanting to fail. Most people try to stop procrastinating, but they lose before their coffee even gets cold. Why? Because the environment decides for them. Notifications pop up. Small decisions appear without asking. The mind goes into defense mode. In this situation, talking about discipline or high performance sounds almost like a joke. It's not a lack of growth mindset. It's hidden exhaustion. People spend the whole day trying to beat procrastination using brute force. A simple but uncomfortable analogy explains this well. It's like waking up on a treadmill moving backward. From the first minute, something pulls you back. Messages, tiny decisions, no clear direction. Procrastination here is not laziness. It's losing balance. You're not stopping because you want to. You're just trying not to fall. While you struggle to stay standing, concepts like productivity, consistency, and success habits feel far away and abstract. A badly designed routine becomes the real enemy of personal growth. He lived this many times, days where he knew exactly what to do, had a plan, vision, ambition, even goals related to money and entrepreneurship. But before 10 a.m., his mind was already tired. It wasn't lack of desire, it was too much friction. That's when the uncomfortable insight appeared. Discipline doesn't work when the day starts with emotional exhaustion. What if the problem is not your behavior, but a routine that makes decisions for you before you even take your first action? After realizing the routine is the problem, many people fall into a classic trap. Trying to fix everything with more organization. They create endless lists, new apps, perfect schedules. The intention is good, but the result is often the opposite. Instead of stopping procrastination, they create more friction. The tired brain looks at all of this and runs away. It's not lack of discipline. It's too much complexity killing productivity and consistency. He compares it to traveling with an overpacked suitcase. It doesn't matter how organized it is. It's still too heavy to carry. The problem is not organizing better. The problem is not removing weight. The same applies to your routine. You don't need more personal growth methods. You need fewer decisions. The more rules, items, and schedules you add, the more the brain negotiates, delays, and creates excuses. Success habits turn into a mental minefield. Here's a truth Mel Robbins explains very well. Stress will not disappear. The real difference is how you respond to it. A simple routine protects your discipline when energy is low. A complex routine demands a level of motivation no one can maintain all the time. And here is the uncomfortable truth. The more sophisticated the routine, the more the brain tries to escape. Maybe before changing behavior, you need to change the structure that is suffocating you. At some point, he understood something that changes everything. The brain hates pressure about the end result, but it obeys when the beginning is easy. Most people try to stop procrastinating by promising big results, long hours, and perfection. The brain reacts by running away. The shift happens when you change the routine to make the first step easy, not the final result. This is how productivity starts naturally, without internal fighting. That's where the idea of a low-friction routine comes in. Fewer decisions, fewer choices, no mental negotiation, no hero behavior. Instead of saying, "I'll work for 2 hours," the rule becomes simple. Sit in the right chair, at the right time, with everything ready. Document open, correct file, clean environment. This sounds small, but it activates discipline automatically. Self-discipline stops being willpower and becomes a result of context. This is what creates real consistency over time. Think about this example. No one procrastinates opening a file. People procrastinate trying to do perfect work. When the goal is just to start, the brain accepts it. Slowly, this builds success habits, strengthens a growth mindset, and creates a real foundation for high performance. The golden rule becomes clear. The right routine makes the brain obey without arguing. And when this happens early in the day, something interesting starts to happen later. He learned, many times the hard way, that willpower is limited. The more the day goes on, the more decisions drain your energy. That's why the first block of the day has huge power. When the morning starts messy, stop procrastinating becomes just a good intention. When the start is simple, discipline shows up naturally. This is when productivity and consistency stop being theory and become real. The analogy is simple. Think about the first traffic light. If it's red, the whole line stops. If it's green, everything flows. The same is true for your routine. A blocked start creates friction, guilt, and delay. A smooth start creates rhythm. And rhythm supports success habits, strengthens a growth mindset, and prepares you for high performance without needing motivation early in the day. The practical application is almost too simple, and that's why it works. A 5-minute first block, one task only, phone far away. Open the project, review 1 page, write 1 paragraph. This follows the do something principle and the 5-minute rule. The mind accepts it, the body follows. Discipline enters without resistance, and when the first light turns green, protection for the rest of the day begins. There is a common myth that routine means a boring, rigid life. He believed that too, but over time, he learned the opposite. Routine doesn't trap you, it protects you. When basic decisions are already made, your mind has energy for what really matters. That's how productivity grows without burnout. That's how discipline stops feeling heavy. That's how procrastination disappears naturally. The armor analogy explains it well. You don't wear armor because you want extra weight. You wear it to protect yourself when you're vulnerable. Routine does the same on bad days. When motivation is gone and your mindset feels weak, it stops your worst mental state from making all the decisions. With fewer choices, discipline stays alive. Success habits become stable. Consistency stops depending on mood. Here comes the idea of smart progression. Start small, adjust, improve, never all or nothing. This process supports high performance, strengthens an entrepreneurial mindset, and builds a solid base for personal growth and even financial success. In the end, you don't need to beat procrastination every day. You just need a routine that doesn't give it space to grow. And when this becomes clear, the question changes completely. Now the real question appears. What are you going to do with this? Not tomorrow. Not someday. Today. If procrastination is not a character flaw, but too much friction, then changing small parts of your routine is not a detail. It's your responsibility. What simple decision can you remove? What ridiculously easy start can you create tomorrow morning? This is how discipline, consistency, and productivity are built without motivation. Think about this. What if, for the next few days, you stopped trying to be perfect and focused only on protecting your energy? A simpler routine, fewer decisions, one clear first block. This doesn't just help you stop procrastinating. It strengthens self-discipline, builds success habits, and creates a real foundation for high performance, personal growth, and even financial progress. The game is not winning every day. The game is not letting the old pattern grow again. So here is the challenge. Will you keep fighting yourself, or will you adjust the environment to work for you? Which part of your routine is pulling you backward? And what small change can you make today? If this content helped you, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and keep following. Here we talk about real transformation and practical changes that actually work in real life.